Is AI killing human creativity?
In one word, no.
It is believed that there is no money in design. Is this a myth or fact?
Go on LinkedIn, read the news, how being an engineer, for example, is difficult nowadays. The engineers are jobless. The companies are desperate about finding good creative people. AI is not killing creativity, it's averaging data. An average is not creativity. Creativity, it's out of the box, out of the average.
One word for creativity.
Curiosity.
One advice to parents.
Designer is a real career.
One advice to students.
Designer is a real career.
Hello everyone and welcome to yet another episode of Meteor Talks, your go-to podcast for insights straight from industry experts and educators. I'm Jyoti, your host for today. First of all, I would like to thank each one of you all for watching our episodes. We have been getting a lot of positive comments and about our show, so please keep watching and supporting us. And for those who are watching us for the first time, don't forget to hit the bell icon and subscribe for more such conversations. Over the last few episodes, we have been talking about various careers relating to commerce, business, and technology. But today, our guest comes from a slightly different field, and that is creativity and design. There is a beautiful quote by Sir Ken Robinson. Creativity is now as important in education as literacy, and we should treat it with the same status. And perhaps this is exactly what today's conversation is about. Our speaker today is originally from France, but has made India home for nearly past 20 years and has been associated with education and design for over a decade. He's a graduate in musicology from La Sorbonne, France, and today heads one of the leading French institutions in creative education as the country head and director of École Intuitlab, Mumbai. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Yan GARIN. Welcome to Meteor Talks, Mr. Yan. It's indeed a pleasure to have you on our show today. And I'm sure, and this is the first time that we are having something on design. So, I'm sure parents would be quite excited to know about what is design, art, creativity. So, to begin with, you have come from a very unique background of musicology, and now you are an educator, you are into creativity. How did this transition happen?
Well, it was a very, very long transition, and I went through a lot of different stages to get there. It was really not written on paper at all, and actually, I like that. I like when things are not really going as planned because it's more exciting, maybe, and also you learn more from the journey. When there is a lot to explore like that.
Right.
So indeed, after musicology, I went to work for televisions and medias, made a lot of documentaries, traveled a lot, really a lot. I think more than 50 countries.
Wow.
Because of that. So it gave me a taste, for different cultures, different ways of seeing this. Really, really opened my mind to the world, and I'm very, very grateful to the opportunities I got through this journey.
That's great. Amazing. So now your travel, you started off with music and then you traveled, you got into media.
Yes.
Media, and then now you are into design and you are an educator.
Yeah.
So of all the phases, which phase do you like the best?
No, the phases are like the children, no? There is no favorite one. I like the first phases because it was a lot of discovery, a lot of surprises. Then when I traveled and worked for documentaries, obviously the world took a different aspect, to me. So that was extremely exciting also. Then the education phase, I started teaching, and it was really, really new to me. And having this relationship with young people and understanding that there is not one way of seeing things geographically, but also in generations. The way of seeing things evolves. And my parents were seeing the world in a way that is very different for me, and my children, again, something completely different. So I had that with the students. What was obvious to me, I realized that it was not at all for them. And instead of imposing my views as a teacher, I tried to understand how they were understanding their world and adapt, try to teach them, try to convey knowledge through that understanding. It was really, really interesting at that time.
Fantastic. Actually, and that is what we are all into, a world of interdisciplinary.
Exactly.
And they weave this together only with their experiences.
That's very true.
Thanks. What brought you to India?
Love.
That's
No, very
amazing.
simply, I met my wife in Paris, but she's coming from India, so she was traveling at that time. And for me, I was a freelancer, so I didn't need to be at a particular place at a particular time. So I followed her, and we married here, and settled home here.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's
Wow.
why I'm here now.
Right. So, right now, when it comes to, if you've seen in India, students right from the childhood, they take up various courses on art, take their art classes,
Yeah.
learn the different forms of art. So, one thing that parents fail to understand is the difference between design and art.
Yeah, that's a common question we have from parents, and it's quite simple to explain. Both are creative, obviously, but the artists, or what we call the fine artists, they are people who need to deliver something, creative. It's inside them, and they need to take it out. There is no question of time or a question of audience for the pure fine artist. It has to be there. And if there is an audience, good for them. If they don't have an audience, they still have to do it. Well, they won't become famous, but still they will have to do it. So for the designer, it's quite different. They have time constraint, and they have an audience constraint. So the time constraint is, for example, for next month, they need to deliver an ad for a particular brand. So that's one thing. Unlike the fine artist, they wake up on the Monday morning, they need to create. It's not when it comes. And the other constraint is their audience. It's extremely important that they use their creativity to communicate a particular message for an audience. That means they need to study their audience. It's a big part that is not very known for designers, is the time they spend understanding their audience. So it has to do a lot with psychology, with sociology. Sometimes you might have to do a campaign for people from another country, another continent. So you need to study that. It's extremely important. And then you need to deliver your message. So that's really the main difference between the fine artist and the designer.
Oh, that's great. Now that brings me to another question. Okay, so designer, does he need to understand art?
So it's extremely important for designers to understand art. The reason is art is not something static that was existing in a particular time and location. That's something very, very dynamic. And to understand where art is going from now, to extrapolate what has been happening so far, you need to understand what happened before, to understand how a particular audience will respond, for example, to colors. You need to know color theory. There is something called Gestalt, that means with simple symbols and shapes, you are going to create a full psychological image to convey a particular image. a message to an audience. So all of that, yes, there is a lot to learn, to be able to play with all this material that it has your disposal, again, to deliver a message to an audience.
Is art necessary for a designer?
So art is extremely necessary for a designer because to deliver a message that will resonate with a particular audience, to surprise this audience and make the message memorable, it's important to understand what happened before and have more material to play with.
Great. We are now in an AI world, and most of the jobs, the creative jobs, are now done by AI. Okay, how do you see this? Is this a threat?
First, I'm going to correct you. The creative jobs are not yet replaced by AI. Maybe and probably they will do one day. And my opinion, but also based on studies that are done so far, it seems that the creative jobs are going to be some of the last to be replaced. There will be a lot of jobs that are being replaced now and are going to be replaced before the creative jobs are replaced. Now there is a confusion in people's mind, especially about design. Many think that to be creative or to be a designer is to know the software, the graphic design software, for example, or the 3D software. Way before AI, we always told the students and their parents, design is not that at all. There are some schools who say that we are making designers and you are going to learn the software for 1 or 2 years. This is wrong. And I've seen so many portfolios from these students. They are not designer at all. It's not creative. It's not even beautiful. It's technically impressive, and that's all. Okay? We never thought that way. For us, be a creative person, it's to be able to give an answer to a particular problem, but from a different perspective, Probably AI will do that one day, but now it's not doing that. If I can give you an image, AI is taking a lot of information, a kind of cloud of data, and is trying to find something in the middle of this cloud. Okay? What the designer do, they take also similar information, data, much less, and they are going to extrapolate based on this data to think out of the box.
So
that's
it's like
the expression.
If AI is giving some kind of an image, they can work further on it, build on it.
Yes. AI basically, for now, is averaging the data. While the designer, the good designers, they are doing the opposite. They are thinking out of the box based on this average. That's the big difference. So I'm not worried for designers for now, and a lot of professions have to worry before the designer. That I'm convinced of this.
That's a good. That's a relief to all the designers.
Yes.
Because design is something which is a lot of students who want to take design, but the parents are not very skeptical about this career path, considering the AI coming in, taking the picture now. So yeah, but also like I would want to ask from my personal friend, in our office too, in our work too, we use AI extensively to make Instagram reels and posts and everything. So do you think these would be like kind of, now many of the things like presentations are generally now done by AI itself. So people do not take help of any designers here, like a graphical designer or.
Yeah, but it's exactly what I told you previously, is all that aspect of the design is taken away for AI. And for us, it's a good thing because it's not creative. Making a presentation, slides with the right photo, etc., has never been creative, and designers, they don't like to do that. Now, the content of your presentations, for example, financial people who are very creative. And the difference with the other financial people is when they make a presentation of their financial data, not only it's not boring at all, as financial data can be, but more importantly, it tells a story that communicates exactly what is important in this information. And it's also very memorable because of these two elements. So creativity is not only the territory of designers. It can be extended to anyone. That's not the problem. And that same thing, AI is not doing that yet. So you are talking about making reels automatically. Yes, it will do that. But if you don't have a great idea to input in that reel, your reel will be invisible. And you know that better than me.
Correct. Perfect. Yeah, I understood this now. Is AI killing human creativity?
In one word, no. AI is not killing creativity at the moment. It might in the future, and I don't know when, and nobody knows when. But right now, AI does not have the capacity of being creativity. It does the opposite. It's averaging data at an extremely surprising level, but still it's average. And average is not creativity. Creativity, it's out of the box, out of the average.
Yeah, true, makes sense. Which are the top 5 careers, design careers, that you foresee in the coming years?
Yeah, it's a very, very difficult questions, and maybe fortune tellers can do that. There are trends, obviously. So right now, for example, the big trends are into UI UX, research UX, etc. Everything that is related to experience, that is very, very trendy, and the market needs designers who understand and master these skills. So that's a very important one. The other important one is everything that has to do with motion, putting things in motion in a creative way, telling stories, telling a particular message through animation, through motion. It's something that is also quite rare, so a lot in demand. Obviously, one skill that is important these days is to understand AI and how to tame AI, to have AI as a tool to do the non-creative work that designers do, and that the companies really are looking forward to this kind of people. Collaborative skills, extremely important, because you need nowadays to collaborate with people who are not necessarily in your room. So you need to know the remote collaborative tool, for example, but also the organizational tool, when you work in a team, management tools, etc. They are very, very important skills to get nowadays. I'm saying that because in the past, the designer was very isolated, working at night in front of their computer alone, etc. That has changed a lot. Now it's a lot of communication with the rest of the team, with other departments, etc. That are important. I said 4 of them. I'm not sure I have a 5th one right now, but yeah, that would be for
So
me
we
the
can,
important one.
to put it in a nutshell, UI UX,
Yes.
experience design, animation,
Yeah.
right, and
And collaborative too.
collaborative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Communication strategies.
Definitely.
Right. Great. We normally say that, art is a form of expression. Right? Can art be used in solving real problems?
In design, the only purpose of art is that exactly. It's to help with communication. It's to solve a problem creatively, but to solve a problem. So I think that's the crucial for a designer to understand that art is not for beautiful aesthetic things only. It's there, but the main purpose is to communicate a message efficiently.
It is believed that there is no money in design. Is this a myth or fact?
You just have to use your command Google, see where the jobs are. As simple as that. Go on LinkedIn and read the news, and you will see how being an engineer, for example, is difficult nowadays. The engineers are jobless. And you see on the other hand of how the companies are desperate about finding good creative people. As simple as that. You know, you don't need to ask me.
Yeah.
You can find that everywhere. Now again, I was talking about the wrong image of designer, of people knowing only software. And those ones are vehiculating a bad image of the designer because they are saying, oh, there is no job anymore for us. Obviously, there are no job for you because you are not a real designer. You are a technician. And we know that the technicians are getting replaced everywhere those days. So those 1 year, their job is obsolete. But for creative people, no. The companies are looking for them, and because there is a scarcity of good creative people, their price is going up.
I mean, long back we had a podcast with one of a designer, not designer, I mean design faculty.
Yeah.
So she was telling art is an integral part of curriculum. You cannot separate art, whether whether a person is an engineer, whether a person is whatever course that they take, whether an engineer, whether law or anything. Art is an integral part of it. That helps to, like, that's how the robotics or maybe anything that has been developed, there's an art element that is involved. So art and creativity is an integral part. So do you agree on this? So this, I think, substantiates.
I completely agree with that. That's why STEM become STEAM. People realize that the A was missing.
Yes.
The A of art was missing, so they made it part of it. If you go back in the history of the Greek philosophers, and what we call the first philosophers, art not only was part of their knowledge and of their field of study, it was also how they found solutions to the big question of the world. We all know that physics, for example, use the string length, you know, to understand frequency and how logarithms, etc. It's coming from there. So it was completely merged at that time. Unfortunately, the 20th century is completely separated art from science. Now it's coming back together. And yes, the scientists are looking into art to find a lot of solutions. The most famous one is the golden number, for example. But there are many other examples like that.
True that. Thanks. This really helps in clarifying several points today relating to, or myth relating to, design and art. Now, coming from France, which is a country for art and culture, how do you see India from that angle?
I'm very jealous of India, and I think France is jealous of India because India has a much, much older and bigger heritage in terms of art. But France has been better to maintain, you know, their art, and probably they have been much better to publicize their art around the world. So everybody knows about Dutch art, French art, Italian art, etc. We are talking about 700 years. It's nothing. India is talking about 5,000 years of art, you know. But unfortunately, they did not manage for various reasons, and for some also very legit reasons. But that's the difference that we are at here. And in a way, it's beautiful for Indians living now, and especially working in the art industry or creative industry, is now they can use all this material to their own benefit. and surprise the rest of the world
Wow.
with what they have. So I'm very optimistic about that, and I hope the trajectory will be back to what it should be quickly.
I just hope so. I truly agree to what you're saying, because we have a ancient history. If you see, in art has been an integral part of India, but
Yeah.
nevertheless, we have never valued it, or maybe, as you say, we didn't maintain it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I
now,
hope the coming generation will be.
now, fortunately, we have politicians asking the colonialists to send things back, and fortunately, the collection will be rebuilt. I hope the interest of Indians will also be revived,
Correct.
and we'll see a fantastic era now of Indian art.
Yes. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Between India and France, let's get into the global education part. Between India and France, how do you see the education?
Yeah, so that's a very, very complex questions because there are so many parameters, and we cannot just compare A and B like that. It's too complex. But on certain aspects of education, there are fundamental differences. For me, the main difference, and I'm talking about students in design, and I would even say students at École Intuitlab between France and India. So we can compare what is comparable. The big difference that I see is the motivation. In India, the students are extremely excited about learning a career in the creative industry. In France, I think that time is a bit behind them. Now it's more a question of doing something, and okay, I'm a bit creative and maybe I will find a job in that, and that's great, but I don't find the same excitement. I just hope your podcast won't be shown in France, because people are going
They
to
get
be
to
very angry with me. I should not say that, but it's the reality. Yes.
But why do you think that is happening?
People are blasé. It's a French word, but maybe not by. It's not a coincidence, but yeah, students are very blasé in France. They have everything. They've seen everything. And the careers are a bit stuck, somewhere. There's a lot of competition. So I think the stress is more about that, not about what I have to learn, but how I can find a job, in this particular society. In India, it's not like that. They are excited to learn about and get the skill sets that will give them their dream job. So probably it's about that.
Wow, that's a very good intake. And I actually thought the other way. You'll be telling me the other way. Like, France is doing so much, but India needs to do this. But
I'm convinced about
oh,
about
nice.
that.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Actually, it's something that I see. We have an international week every year where we invite 5, 6 professionals from all around the world. 100% of the time, they are shocked about how our students are excited, are bubbling, are interested by what they teach, compared to in Europe, where they have to force them, wake them up, please, it's almost the end of the day, please listen, etc. That's the big difference. So it's not only me, the professionals living in Europe, they say the same thing.
Oh, okay. Do you see any gaps in India in terms of education?
Yeah, there are many gaps, many gaps, and good, because I'm someone who believes that gaps is there to be filled up, and I find it more exciting than trying to maintain something that is almost perfect and try to maintain it as it is. So the gaps are there, and they are getting filled up one by one. Right now, I think the biggest problem in India, and especially for the creative education, is many students and their parents believe in the learning by heart. you know, and that I think it's a big problem, not only for the creative industry. I think it's a problem for science, it's a problem for economy, it's for
Yes.
every subject, you know. I know a lot of students learning French, for example, who can not have 3 words conversation, but they can tell me things that myself it's difficult to understand in French because there are some these rules that they learn by heart, etc., that are useless. So I think that is one of the biggest problem. And we see students coming in the first year who are a bit formatted that way. And we teach the other way. We teach students to not learn anything by heart, but to discover by themselves how they could solve a solution, etc. And we think that it has to be coming from themselves, you know. So that, and at the beginning they are very lost. They are looking for the textbooks and things, the formulas, etc., to follow, and we don't provide that.
I agree to this because I think rote learning is a big concern in India. That is kind of stopping the children from stopping their creativity or exploring the world,
Yes,
probably.
yes.
And I hope the NEP 2020 will,
Yes.
which focuses more on a holistic approach, will.
Yeah. I'm very optimistic about it, and for us, the NEP 20 was great news because it puts the skills first, and our curriculum for 25 years is designed on that particular value, you know. So when I read about that, I thought, okay, that's very good for at least for design. That in parallel with the BVOC degree, we were not too much in favor of degrees because it was too theoretical and again too learning by heart, etc. But when the BVOC came in universities, that is really skill set oriented, that tells a student what to do on the market, in the industry, we thought it's exactly the way we teach. So then we decided, okay, let's go for this BVOC degree also, because we don't have to change anything to our curriculum and what we believe in.
So you offer BVOC also?
We offer a BVOC degree, yes. We have a partnership with universities, and we give that to our students.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
What message do you have for students who want to take design or creative path but are a little scared?
To students who are interested in design, I will tell them, go for it only if you have a passion for it. The creative industry is not for you if someone told you that this is a way to make money, this is a way to look cool, etc. It's extremely difficult. It takes a lot of hard work, but also it takes a lot of yourself. You know, unlike many other disciplines, you need to grow your skin very thick because you put yourself on the paper or on the screen, whatever, and you are getting judged immediately. You know, this trend of instant karma that it's exactly that, you know. Immediately people will say that your ideas are funny or not, are smart or not, etc. So it's important to believe in design to start a career into that. What I like to tell students is, don't think that you need to be creative to start a career in design. You know, anybody can be creative. There is a big myth saying that you were born creative, and sometimes some uncles saying that no, don't play violin, you're not good at that. That's completely wrong. Anybody is creative. What we do from the first year is we open this creativity.
Oh.
You know, the famous painter Picasso said that the main goal of an artist is to go back to their childhood, because at that time they were creative,
Correct.
no matter what. Okay, and that's true.
There's nothing to hold them. So
Exactly.
they just open.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the kids, when they become 6 years old, we tell them, stop your stupid drawing. Now you learn to count, you learn your alphabet, you learn the format. Stop thinking like that. And obviously, after 12 years, it worked. So when they reach 18, they think they are not creative at all. That's wrong. It's still there. And we help them to reopen that and be creative again.
Amazing. That's a very good piece of advice. Now, there are so many foreign universities that are now coming up in India. Okay. Now, there's a big confusion whether they should study in India, go abroad to the main campus. What will your advice be?
First of all, I would say that everybody is unique. You know, there is not one solution for everyone. Okay. I think nowadays you can have a beautiful experience in India in terms of education. There are some very, very, very highly ranked universities, even worldly ranked. IIT Mumbai, for example, that everybody knows all around the world. So that's not a problem. What I like also about going abroad is not that the education is better there. It gives you a different experience, you know, a different view of the world, of other culture, of education itself. So I'm very, very proud to say that we offer both. For example, we have a program called 3+2. 3 years in India, 2 years in France.
That's awesome.
Perfect. And there is a transition. It's the same program, but it's not throwing the students abroad and let's see if they like it or not. But we have this transition, you know, they start with us, they know, they go for 1 week to visit Paris, then we send them for 6 months for an internship in France, and if they like it, go for 2 years master there, you know.
So the transition is smooth.
Exactly. So they have best of both worlds in that case. But I think both of experience are great.
Great. I have some rapid fire round for you.
Yeah.
One word for creativity.
Curiosity.
One emerging career.
UI UX.
One myth about design.
It's only for creative people.
One advice to parents.
Designer is a real career.
One advice to students.
Designer is a real career.
India or France for food.
No comment.
Music or silence.
Music.
Okay, so Jan, today, thank you for coming over today.
My great pleasure.
Your insights have been truly, it's been a very insightful session that we had today, especially for students who want to take up careers in design or arts. You know, this podcast or your insights has been really useful. Yeah, I'm sure that, it would have brought about a lot of clarity to the students.
I hope so. And they are very welcome to come to our campus, have a cup of coffee and discuss with her. We'll give you all the information they need.
So students who want to understand a little more about Intuitlab can definitely reach out to us, or you can directly reach out to the institution. So thank you very much once again.
Thank you, Jyoti.
Thank you so much for watching our show. And this is Jyoti signing off for today.